friends, this is FirearmPop, and this is another in my series of armed citizen stories. Now this set of stories just coming out of this month's Concealed Carry, U.S. Concealed Carry Association's magazine. Here are a list of stories. Anyway, let's get right into it. The first one reads, "Third time, not a charm for Oklahoma burglar. After his Rogers County, Oklahoma home was burglarized twice by a neighbor looking for money and prescription drugs, a homeowner decided enough is enough. Hearing sounds of another break-in, the homeowner, a military veteran of 25 years, took up a pistol and investigated the noise. He found that the neighbor had broken into his home a third time. Holding the burglar at gunpoint, he ordered the man to lie down on the floor as he called 911. Before police could respond, the burglar jumped up and confronted the homeowner. With an array of kitchen knives near at hand, the homeowner feared for his life and fired several times. The burglar fled and was found by police in his home with a gunshot wound in his leg. Telltale sign if you got, I guess. You can't deny that it was him. Anyway, authorities commented that no good guys were hurt, and they hoped that the bad guy had learned a lesson. I think so. And a little time in jail, hospital and jail will probably do that. Armed woman wins shootout with Detroit carjackers. After parking in front of a business to do some shopping, a Detroit woman was approached by two armed men who demanded she give up her vehicle. One of the carjackers fired on the woman, missing her. She returned fire with her legally carried gun, driving off the bad guys. No one was injured on either side of the shootout, and no charges have been filed against the victim. Well, thank God for that. Armed citizen kills one would-be robber, scares off second. A Spartanburg, South Carolina man was driving home one evening when he noticed a car following him. Something about it being followed set off alarm bells for the armed citizen. Shortly after the good guy entered his driveway, the other car turned around and slowed down in front of the man's house. The man retrieved a pistol from his glove compartment, just in case he needed it. As he did so, two armed men exited their vehicle and demanded money from him at gunpoint. Fearing for his life, the homeowner fired on the robbers, hitting one who died at the scene and putting the second to flight. Police are not charging the homeowner, citing the right of self-defense, which homeowner was clearly exercising. Amen for that. A rent dispute turns deadly. A woman in Palm Springs, California, had made arrangements to pay her landlord her rent, but the property manager apparently had not gotten the word. His demands for the rent money escalated into an argument, and then he physically attacked the female renter. When the property manager started banging the renter's head against the concrete floor, she believed he was trying to kill her and shot him several times with a pistol. You can't make this stuff up. This guy's got to be out of his mind. The property manager died of his wounds, while the woman suffered a broken arm, bruises before ending the attack with her gun. Police are investigating the incident. This is incredible. I mean, over a rent dispute? Give me a break. Anyway, armed Ohio resident owner foils robbery. A man entered a restaurant in the Bond Hill area of Cincinnati and wanted more than a Philly cheesesteak he ordered. When his order arrived, the man put a gun to the owner's head and demanded money. The owner quickly opened his cash drawer and safe. While the robber was distracted with taking the money, the owner fled the restaurant, taking a pistol with him. When the robber left the store, the owner announced he was armed and ordered the robber to freeze. Rather than comply, the robber opened fire from a distance of around 5 feet at the restaurant's owner, who returned fire. A distance of 5 feet, and you can't hit your target? Wanting to give the robber an opportunity to repent and live a good life, the owner aimed at the bad guy's legs, which was enough to fell him and stop the encounter. The robber will be charged on his release from the hospital. The restaurant owner, who is grateful to have survived his first robbery encounter, recovered his money and is not being charged by authorities. Some of these you just got to shake your head at. It's just unbelievable. Legally armed customer stops West Virginia convenience store robbery. A masked shotgun-wielding man was in the act of robbing a Bromwell convenience store when an armed customer intervened. With the robber still pointing his shotgun at the store clerk, and fearing for his own and the clerk's life, the customer pulled his legally carried concealed pistol and shot the robber, killing him. No charges have been filed against the armed customer. Armed boyfriend foils mugging at Florida's Applebee's. A man with his girlfriend were on their way into a St. Petersburg Applebee's restaurant when a masked 17-year-old tried to mug the woman at gunpoint. Seeing the mugging unfolding, the man drew his legally carried .380 pistol and fired 4 shots at the mugger, all of which connected and stopped the crime on the spot. The man summoned police after the shooting. Authorities took the mugger to the hospital where he is expected to survive his wounds and will face charges of attempted armed robbery. No charges are being placed against the intended victims. Well, this last story tells you a couple of things. Those that say .380 is not sufficient to stop a person, that's not so. And a couple of well-placed shots, .380s. And when I look at all these, okay, these stories today, the armed citizens seem to be able to point and fire their weapons and hit their target. And a lot of these felons, they probably never even fired their weapon. They bought it hot, stole it. They don't have access to a range. They don't have access to extra ammo. They carry a gun thinking that just carrying a gun is going to save you. And by the way, if you are a legally armed citizen, that should teach you a lesson. You just because you have a license, took a course, got a gun and threw it in your night table stand or in your waistband and say, well, I'm good to go, I can protect myself. Think about that again. It's what I've been preaching all along, brothers and sisters. It's practice, practice, practice if you're going to survive an encounter like this. Okay? Well, I hope you enjoyed these stories. Hit the like button if you liked it. This is FirearmPop. Be safe out there, and God bless. Bye now.